Boop. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Today's daily Bible reading come to us from Psalm 140, Esther 5, 1 through 14, 1 John 2, 18 through 25, or you could have read Psalm 5, Zechariah 8, 18 through 23, and 1 John 2, 18 through 25. And yes, I said that all in one breath. Anyway, today's daily Bible reading, I'm going to go with Zechariah 8, 18 through 23, and talk about the future of God's people. So, one of the graces of the prophets is that they almost always, not all the time, not always, but almost always, hold out hope of a brighter future for God's people. Even if the present in which they have found themselves, the present which they have really created for themselves, is pretty much a nightmare. There's always a brighter future in store for God's people after they've gone through their sin, after they've gone through the indictment of their sin, after they've gone through the punishment for it, the outcome of, their willful disobedience. There's always a brighter future, pretty much always, that the prophet shares with them. But that brighter future is always contingent on like one thing happening. And that's the idea that the people turn from their willful disobedience, their sinfulness, and actually live into their role as God's people, as God's witnesses in the world, because it's really what they were supposed to be about. You hear the language, a city on a hill, or like a lamp, that's put on the lampstand. They were supposed to be a light to the rest of the world, a light to the Gentiles. And so the bright future is contingent upon the people turning away from their disobedience. And Zechariah's future that we see here, his vision of the future is that the nations no longer set themselves against God and against God's people, but they actually actively seek God out in the presence of his people. Like they seek the people of God out because they live in such a way that the nations know that that's where God lives. Like he has this line, he talks about, people will come to that nation and they'll see a Jewish person walking by and they'll grab their garments. And it's not, that's not that the people Zechariah is speaking to haven't experienced people grabbing a hold of them by their garments. In their experience so far, that's been a pretty negative thing. But now he's saying they're going to grab a hold of your garments because they're going to be like, please, let us go with you wherever you're going because we've heard that God is with you. That's the future. That's the world changer for his people. That's the world changer for the rest of the world. The people of God who actually live with God. Anyway, that's the DBR for today. Get out, enjoy the day. We'll be back tomorrow with another DBR. Talk to you later. Boop.